Okay. And we are live. I want to thank everyone for tuning in to a very special edition of Off the Record on the People's Podcast this afternoon. We have a magnificent guest with us here, Student Minister Sharrieff Muhammad, and then my sister Miriam Muhammad is going to come in right after him as we discuss the some of our favorite memories of our Brother Bennie Mahdi. First of all, Assalamu alaikum, family. Assalamu alaikum, Dad.
Thanks, sir.
Yes, sir. Okay, the first thing that we want to know is what was it about Brother Bennie Mahdi that connected you all?
Well, I would say, Brother Bennie, first of all, thank you, Josh, for allowing me to come on the show and speak on my brother. Brother Bennie's spirit. Brother Bennie, I knew the first time I met him, he loved Master Sharrieff Muhammad, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, and the Honorable Louis Farrakhan.
Yes, sir.
And our spirit was kindled from that. I'm telling you, no matter what Bennie did or what people said about Brother Bennie Mo, I know my brother loved Master Sharrieff Muhammad, Honorable Elijah Muhammad, Honorable Louis Farrakhan, and he put his life on the line for them. And what kindled with me, when I came around, Brother Bennie took me up under his wings. And as the Supreme Captain, Brother Bennie, I say it to the world, Brother Bennie Mo helped establish respect for that office. When people came around to that office, he made them. He said, salute, Supreme Captain, when you come in that office. And he did that with it. He didn't care who you were. He made you respect that office. And I love Brother Bennie Mo for that. And I love him so much that when Honorable Louis Farrakhan started speaking around the country and I had to leave, I left Brother Bennie Mo in charge of my family. Security. He looked out after my wife, my mother-in-law, and my children. And I always thank Brother Bennie Mo for that, because he did not play. That's my brother. And he loved, and what I love about Brother Bennie Mo also, Brother Bennie Mo loved his family.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And everybody knows Bennie Mo loved his family, without a shadow of a doubt. And he always talked about his family. And I love Brother Bennie Mo for that, because he was a man. If he told you he was going to do something, he's a man of his word. And I love Brother Bennie Mo for that.
Beautiful. Thank you, Dad. People showing love all around the world. Camilla, our cousin, says salute. Thank you, Camilla. Naeem says all praises to Allah. Mimi says ASA family. Thank you, Mom. And Camilla, thank you all for watching. Can't wait to upload this to YouTube.
Camilla.
Yes, sir. My dad had a question. There was the minister was speaking, the Georgia Dome or something like that. And I remember it was real little. And Sister Diane was there, Brother Benny. Everybody was watching us while you were on post with the minister. What is it about him and his family that made you trust them with us, even on the road? Like while we were on the road, they were still, protecting us.
Because Brother Bennie Mo, like I said, kept his word no matter what he said. Brother Bennie Mo word to me always was bond.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And he would say some things that I don't want to say now, but he would kill him. And he meant that. And he loved Honorable Louis Farrakhan, and he meant, when Brother Bennie Mo said he put his life on the line, that's real. That ain't no joke. And everybody knew what Bennie Mo said. He meant it. And that's why I could trust him around my family, because I was always gone. But I know Bennie Mo always told me, brother, I got your back. I got your family. And he meant that. So I could rest assured that I could focus on the Honorable Louis Farrakhan, and I ain't have to be worried about my family, because Brother Bennie Mo had my back. And I love him and his family for that.
Oh,
that's real.
Yes, sir. People showing love all around. Sister Sherry Pearl says, original salute for Brother Bennie. Thank you, Sister Sherry, for watching. Thank you, everyone, for watching. Yes, sir. Dad, I wanted to ask you also about a lot of people saying E1, E2. Brother Bennie was E2. And on the E team, what was it about security-wise that made, not just with our family, but the mosque, the properties, the FOI, the MUI, everywhere I saw Brother Bennie was securing not just the minister, but all the believers. What was it about that made you trust him to be like, all right, this is going to be E2, we're going to run it from here?
Because Brother Bennie Mo, it didn't matter where he went, he was going to secure. As long as it was connected to Honorable Louis Farrakhan and the Nation of Islam, that was his territory. And Brother Bennie Mo, he held all kind of positions. So wherever, his love though was that mosque and the children at Muhammad University.
Yes, sir.
You could rest assured, the children and the teachers at that school felt safe when Brother Bennie Mo was there. All they needed to do was see Brother Bennie Mo. They knew everything was all right. And then nobody ever attacked the school of the mom. When they knew, they felt Brother Bennie Mo's spirit.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Don't mess with Muhammad. And they knew better. And that's the kind of spirit Brother Bennie Mo carried and still carrying to this very moment. I love Brother Bennie Mo. And I tell the world that.
Oh, praise the Lord. Yes, sir. That's what the Sherry said. Brother Bennie would appear almost out of nowhere. Then he would be standing and protected without being noticed. Camilla says, sending so much love to Brother Bennie Mo's family and all of the believers touched by his work and his life. Thank you all for watching. Then I also want to show a lighter side. When we were younger at MUI, we would go to laser tag and photon, all of these showbiz pizza. Brother Bennie had, of course, he was serious, but he would also encourage you and the fathers that was there to let us go to Enchanted Castle with his children, all the games with mommy and all of that. So people saw, a lot of people don't know that side of Brother Bennie too, where he was, he was getting us in the movies at 87. But he was nice to the children. As people see him as only as serious. Can you share some of the times where he was with you, where he was, smiling and with the family and stuff like that?
No matter where the family go, all Brother Bennie wanted to know, did I want to go somewhere or did I want the family to go? I never got into that part, but we could get in free. Yes, he would make sure we get in. And Mother Muhammad, anything she wanted, Bennie Mo got it from Mother Muhammad. That's my mother. That's how Bennie was, and that's how Bennie is. He always believed in family. And he always look out for the family. That's why I love him. And I thought about last night the scripture when it was asked, probably asked him, who would you follow when I'm gone? When he called all the children to the bedside.
Yes, sir.
And that reminded me of Brother Bennie. I wonder did Brother Bennie call all his children to the bedside and ask them, who would you follow when I'm gone? But I already know the answer because the children showed it. They already know it. And the minister, he said yesterday again, when Brother Musa said yesterday, and I heard his daughter say the same thing that the minister told Brother Bennie. He was an angel. And I said, Brother Bennie distributed the emotions and the position of an angel. And he'll always be an angel in my life. Thank you, Bennie Mo. I love you. I love your family. And let's keep on helping all who's far out in this work. Let's go to work, family. Love you, Bennie Mo, and family.
All praise him to Allah. You said enough of a positive energy and love to you all. Thank you all for watching. All right. Benny Jr. just said, Assalamu alaikum. Benny's late. Benny, we were just talking about your dad, Benny. You said you love Benny, Benny Jr. May Allah bless you and the grandchildren. Dad, speaking of Benny Jr., I was reflecting, we on, Mimi, we got some more stories too, but talking about when they would come to our house for Thanksgiving. This is after he was Supreme Captain. This was on Mill Creek. We had moved. Brother Benny's family was always with us, no matter what, even all the years later.
And I was Benny Jr. Do you remember? You always been family.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Praise be to Allah. Shout out to Elijah, Farad, Wali. Also, I wanted to say that Brother Benny, a lot of people don't know his love for like Motown and stuff like that. When we was doing the Temptations,
yes,
he would always let the children come to our house, and we were doing the Temptations, the singing. And Brother Benny people didn't know his love for classic music. He was like, Josh, who are you? You David Ruffin? Who you? Like, he cared about all of us, and he cared about music, everything. So shout out to Benny Jr. Shout out to Sister Beer said, love you, Bennie Mahdi. Sister Anaya says, praise be to Allah. What a testimony. We love you. Benny saying we love you too, sir. Praise be to Allah. All right, wonderful. Well, I want to thank you down on that note. We're going to listen to Sister Miriam and hear her stories.
Love you, family. Josh just kicked me off. I love you all. Y'all keep supporting Josh in the podcast. Love you, family. Assalamu alaikum.
Thank you very much, there.
Yes, sir.
Beautiful. Are we waiting to hear from Sister Miriam? We have so many stories to share about our brother Bennie Mahdi. If you close the door.
Yes, sir.
Thank you very much. Boom. All right. Sister Miriam, assalamu alaikum, ma'am.
Walaikum salam, sir.
Thank you very much for taking time out of your busy schedule to come on the People's Podcast.
Thank you for having me. It is a true honor and a privilege. I appreciate the invitation.
Yes, ma'am. Okay, and Camilla saying, this is the most Camilla ever watched. She said, love you, Uncle Sharrieff. Carmen said, walaikum salam. And Sister Beer said, love you, family. And Benny Jr. saying, walaikum salam. Okay, Mimi.
Yes, ma'am.
Sister got her notes. Sister prepared for her brother Benny's stories.
I got to be prepared. I got to be prepared.
Yes,
okay?
So let's hear some of your favorite memories.
Okay, so I first would like to say thank you for having me again, Joshua.
Yes,
I give Josh a hard time when he tries to get me to come on the podcast, but when he asked me to come and speak about Brother Bennie, it was an automatic yes, because I know that there is nothing that I ever wanted in this life that I could ask Brother Bennie that he would tell me no. He never told me no, ever. He is an angel among men, a God among men. I love Brother Bennie. Our family loves Brother Bennie. So I just wanted to say that. My memories of Brother Bennie are so positive, and I have so many that I had to write down just a few,
Yes, ma'am.
so I wouldn't forget. But I want to start with when we first moved to Chicago. I think I was about 5 years old. And Brother Bennie and his family, they were one of the first families that I remember meeting. And the first family that came to our home, Sister Diane, the boys, Margaret. And from then on out, it was like gang, instant, family, right? And so I remember my birthday. I think I was turning 6 or 7th birthday. Brother Bennie brought me the most beautiful doll. It was such a huge doll. It was taller than me.
Okay.
And I just thought that was so thoughtful because you see Brother Bennie, you see him moving with the brothers, with the minister. And, there's a level of intensity, that's a soldier, right?
Yes, ma'am.
But when I think about Brother Bennie, I do think about soldier, warrior, all of those things. But I don't think about the bark. I think about the smile. I think about the compassion that he had. I think about his love for the nation, his love for the students at Muhammad University. I think I was telling you that, with Dad being gone on the road most of the time, I saw Brother Bennie more than I actually saw my own father. Like Monday through Friday, you're going to see Brother Bennie. Wake up, go to MGT class, Vanguard class with Mommy. Brother Bennie is there. Sunday, you back there for the mosque meeting. Brother Bennie is there. And he's working cheerfully and smiling. He's diligent in his work. But when he saw me, it was just like a smile. And I just love that because I feel like a lot of times, in the nation, that the level of work that the adults, from a child's perspective are doing is so serious that it's like hear and obey, go this way, go that way. But Brother Bennie, there was a level of just like, I see you, I'm acknowledging you, how are you doing? I always felt not just secure and protected, but I felt seen as a young Muslim girl because of Brother Bennie. And I just love that. So aside from my doll, and I want to start with that story because Brother Bennie throughout my life, even when I was in college, would still mention that doll. And I kept that doll for many, many, many years. I would say decades, but I'm not that old. Yes. Another story about that comes to mind, thinking about reflecting on the beauty of Brother Bennie is, I didn't know till many years, so I'll come back to the why, but I'll just tell the story. Brother Bennie, most of the time when I saw him, it was on the property. So my memories of him are making sure that we were secure once we were at the mosque or, as a student at Muhammad University, just being on the mosque property. But this one particular time is the time I can vividly remember him being at our home. And I always remember Sister Diane and the children being at our house, but this is the only memory I have of Brother Bennie being at our house. And until being an adult, you told me why he was there, but he was there. And I remember being in the kitchen with Grandma, she was cooking, and Brother Bennie called me into the formal dining room. And he had that finger that he would have when Brother Bennie's serious, when he start pointing and moving that finger. And he said, "Little Mimi," because that's what he would call me. And I'm not going to do a Brother Bennie impersonation because I can't. But, he was moving that finger. He was talking to me. So I know he was about to say something very serious. And he told me, because there was a big window and we had drapes on the window. And I loved playing in that window. I would take my toys in there. I would just play in that area. And he told me, "Don't ever play in front of this big window anymore." And I was like, "Yes, sir." And he was like, "You hear me?" "Yes, sir. I hear you." I didn't even think to ask any questions or anything. Brother Bennie said, "You don't play in front of that window no more. I'll do you one better, Brother Bennie. I'm not even going to come in this room. I don't even know why we're standing in here right now. I don't even know why we're talking. Let me just leave. Let me make myself invisible." But that is the only moment where I could say he was so intent because he brought me in there. He wanted me to see the window. And he said, "Don't play in front of that window no more." You know what? Yes, sir. And from then on out, when I would come down the stairs in my house, you could go right or you could go left. And I love being in that room. So I would always go. From that day on, it was like hear and obey. I would come back and just go right. When we would play tag and hide and go seek, I never hid in like the drapes. I never went under the table. I never went in that room unless it was like mommy saying we having dinner, you know, a formal dinner or something. But I never played in there again. And I never even thought to ask because that's how much I trusted Brother Bennie, and I knew that what he says, that's law. Don't play in front of that window. Yes, sir. And guess what? To this day, I tell mine, don't play. Brother Bennie taught me you don't play in front of windows. And I just never, it was no second guessing, nothing. He said it, that's it. And then in recent years, literally since you've been doing the podcast, I don't remember who you were interviewing, but something about like the death threats that were going on at our home at that time came up. And I asked you, like, was that what Brother Bennie was saying? Don't play in front of the window, because it was brothers outside protecting our home. And Brother Bennie wanted to make sure, I don't know if he saw me in the window or something, but he came in that house and he told me, don't you go in that room and don't you play in front of that window. And that was it, period. Yes, sir, Brother Bennie. I still don't play in front of the window because of Brother Bennie, you know. But when Dad said that Brother Bennie was, you know, he took care of our family when Daddy was gone, that is a fact. And that was for many years. And even when we weren't on the property, when we weren't at Mas Mariam, you know, and let's say Mommy and Daddy would be on the road traveling with the minister, and there would be, you know, friends having birthday parties or something going on at the mosque, we would have to ask Grandma, could we go? And the love and trust that Grandma had for Brother Bennie was one of her first questions was going to be, is Bennie Mo going to be there? And then I'm like, yes, Grandma, Brother Bennie Mo's going to be there. And please, can we go? And she was like, okay, Bennie Mo going to be there. I'll send y'all can go, you know. And that was, Brother Bennie Mo's name is triple platinum in our house.
That's right.
Because it's like, Brother Bennie Mo was there. We knew it was going to be safe. We knew it was going to be secure. So another story that I had, speaking of like security, this one is more it's funny to me, but at the time I was so confused. So one of my favorite groups is Drew Hill. It was the first concert that I ever went to in my life. William Jr., I believe, had a security contract. And I think I was probably in like 6th grade at the time, maybe 7th. I think I was still at Miami University, so I probably was in like 6th grade. And I was so excited. Members of the minister's family were there, believers. We had like a special seats and everything.
Okay.
I was so excited about this concert, and it was like Total, and I can't remember who else, but there were other like bad boy people on the tour. But I was there for Drew Hill. I love Drew Hill, and I remember William Jr. saying that he was going to get us backstage. And I was like, oh my God, we get to meet Cisco, we get to meet the group. Oh my God, I'm so excited. So when we go back there, it was at the Regal Theater. Okay. And when we got backstage, the first person I saw was Brother Bennie. And I'm smiling and I'm excited. The look that Brother Bennie gave me was of such disgust and anger. And I'm like, what happened? What happened? Because Brother Bennie never looked at me like that before or since. And he didn't even address me. Like, I'm like, Brother Bennie, he was like, why is Mimi back here? What is she doing back here? And then I think Will was telling him, like, oh, you know, I'm taking her. He was, she don't need to go back there. And I'm like, why Brother Bennie here? You know me? Like, you know, that's how in my immaturity, I was thinking, like, what did I do? What's wrong? Why can't I go in there? So, I mean, when I say it was the fastest meet and greet of life, like I went in there and Brother Bennie's like, get her. Like he literally was like, get her. And I'm like, oh my God. Like I just wanted to take a picture. I don't think we got to take a picture or anything, but I remember there was like, you know, just, just saying this to my sister, you know, blah, blah, blah. And we got out of there. And in hindsight, well, I will say that Brother Bennie was like right on our heels, like go sit down and don't come back here again. And I'm like, you know what, Brother Bennie, I don't even know I'm back here. I don't know again why am I even here? But you know, with the more maturity, you understand that's just him doing his job, him taking his post so seriously that you know the industry, you know how sick people are. At the time, I didn't think about things from that lens, but he's like, you don't need to be back here with these sick people. You are a child. You don't need to be around these freaks. Like, go sit down. And Brother Bennie, sure enough, was coming to the seats to make sure everybody in their seat. That's where you need to be as audience. And I just appreciate that because I have so many memories and so many stories, just like so many believers do. Everybody who knows Brother Bennie, I'm sure, has Brother Bennie stories, but it's always in a role of a loving protector.
That's right.
You know, he wasn't stopping me from going to see these celebrities because he was securing them. I was very clear that he was securing me. He was securing the sisters. He didn't want the sisters to be in that environment. And so I thank a lot for Brother Bennie for just all of his protection throughout the years. You know, I can even think about when I was in college, I wasn't going to the mosque as often, but when the minister was doing his justifiable homicide, Black youth in peril lecture series, I was coming and I was bringing my sorority sisters and people from BSU. I was inviting people to come, you know, to hear the minister with me. And so this particular time I could think of, I had a few sorors with me, and after the lecture, we got to see Brother Bennie. And Brother Bennie, it was their first time. It was the first time like they came to the mosque. And so they loved the lecture. They were just taking everything in, you know. The culture of the nation is, you know, heavy for people who've never experienced. They were really enjoying it. And so they got to meet Brother Bennie. You're not having a Nation of Islam Chicago experience until you meet Brother Bennie. And so, you know, I introduced them to Brother Bennie, and, you know, I told them their names and all of that. And Brother Bennie immediately went to, if anybody mess with y'all on that campus, you know what Brother Bennie said to them. And they were like, okay, yes, sir, okay, you know. And then another time, there were some brothers from a fraternity who came with us, and some male members of BSU that came. In that particular time, Minister Ishmael had recognized that, you know, they would get students from Lewis University, and everybody stood up. And by the time, you know, when the lecture was over, we were leaving to get back in our vehicles and everything, or about to. I'm like, oh, we got to get everybody together. And I saw my male guest, Brother Bennie, had them talk to him. I was like, oh my God, brother talking to Brother Bennie, what is he saying? And their eyes looked big. Whatever Brother Bennie was saying, I didn't want to know. I already knew. And when I went over there and spoke to him, he was like, these your guests? And I'm like, yes, sir, they are. You know, they're from the Black student. He wasn't trying to hear none of that. They from the Black. Yeah. Leave my niece alone. Don't mess with me. If anything happened to her, heads go roll, you know, blah, blah. Brother Bennie kept that same energy at all times. And I just love that, because I know that if I ever needed anything, that I could call Brother Bennie and there would be results. And thanks a lot, I never had to make that call when I was in college or anything like that, but he always let me know. He always let the sisters with me know from the time that we were younger that if anything happened, you let me know. And I felt comfortable with him that if something did happen, I would go to him, because it wasn't all bark and brawn and just, you know, me. It was smiles and warmth and compassion. So I knew that Brother Bennie loved me. I know that he loved my family. We loved him.
That's right.
It was just mutual love, and it will always be that way. And so that is the main thing that I wanted to say about Brother Bennie, is that he was one of the most compassionate, warm, and loving men that I have ever met. And in the absence of my father, as he traveled with the minister and traveling around the country, that I felt so comfortable going to Muhammad University and just being there, because I know the brothers were there, but I knew Brother Bennie was there, okay? And I knew that, you know, no matter what. And there were times in that time, but there were, you know, things going on. You know, I won't mention the certain groups that was always threatening to come up to the mosque and stuff like that. And mommy and dad, they didn't keep us home for that. Like, now, other times we could miss school, but when it was something like that, it's like, nah, you going to school, you're going to be straight, you're going to be all right. Brother Bennie is there, you're good, you know. And so I thank a lot for Brother Bennie. I send my condolences to the Mahdi family. I love Sister Diane and everybody.
Shout out to Diane.
Yes. We love you all, and we will always honor Brother Bennie's legacy and his memory, because he is a foundational stone of the Nation of Islam.
That's right.
So for those who have never had the honor and privilege of meeting Brother Bennie, when you go to your mosque, ask the OGs in your mosque, ask the pioneers about Brother Bennie, okay? And tune in to go on YouTube and watch the interview of Brother Bennie on the People's Podcast, where you can hear from his words, his love of his family, his love of his nation, and his commitment. Brother Bennie is goals. Okay. Brother Bennie is
That's
goals.
it. That's it.
I just love him, and I thank a lot for him and his family.
Beautiful. Hold it. We get maybe so many people showing you love,
Oh,
saying
praise
thank you,
be to
maybe
Allah.
Camilla. Sister Tranisha said, all praises to Allah. Sister Sharrieff Pearl said, all praises to Allah. Sister Mary Mahdi showing love, saying teach. Sister Jaleesa saying that's right. Thank you everyone who's watching. Brother Adi on the sword. Man, my God, today's one of them days. Brother Elijah Mo said 100%. That's my dad. He tells the children the same now. And thank you. Okay, listen, I wanted to say, speaking of the interview, that's why I wanted to do this with my family about Brother Bennie. It was Brother Bennie Mahdi who asked to do the interview. I was terrified. I said, I'm not asking him. And he saw me that Savior's Day and he said, you interviewed this, and you ain't asked me? I said, but Bennie, I went to Bennie, don't you get me in trouble. I said, I asked the children, I didn't think that was gonna happen. He said, I got something to say. And it was like he knew that he had to say what he wanted to say on the podcast. So I thank him for asking me. And I went up and we didn't have no lights, we didn't have nothing. I just went up and got that laptop, set it up, and the rest is history by the grace of God. I wanted to say, since we were little at MUI with Bennie, Elijah, and they used to have those stripes on our shirts on the MUI when we was little. We used to wear those shirts. Brother Bennie, Sister Diane taking us to Hyde Park, to those music programs. Brother Bennie making sure. Also, my biggest ingram and pain with MUI was getting beat at MUI. Not with Brother Bennie Moses right now. Anytime the dean of boys wanted to whoop me, I went and got Brother Bennie.
I know that's right.
And he said, who? Who's getting spankings? Not me and not his children. I was like, And then when he was gone, they made up for it. But my point is, Brother Bennie did not play about us at MUI when he was little. He did not play about, I never got beat in front of him. Like never. It was never no whoopings, none of that. He protected us.
Pure love.
He made sure, and we couldn't leave. People, it sounds weird to people who don't know that time period that the children couldn't go across the street to Subway. No. We couldn't go to Burger King. We couldn't go nowhere to get something to eat because everybody was poisoning. People were dying. This is a reality of the Nation of Islam history that we saw with our own eyes. That people was literally dying and getting poisoned. And when I would be like saying, like, man, I'm hungry. I want this, and that, and Dad did not care about that. He would be focused on paper night.
Go get a bean pie.
Go get a bean pie or something. Brother Bennie was like, who y'all want to go? I mean, I'll take y'all to Subway. I'll make sure y'all get something to eat. And whenever we went to Subway, to this day, I still do the same thing. Brother Bennie did not care how long the line was. Change them gloves, change all. Ain't gonna be no pork on them forks. I don't care how mad y'all get. If y'all got something to say, deal with it. And so to this day, I still something that I put into practice is that we don't play about the gloves at Subway. We don't play with any of that. I had all these notes to talk about Brother Bennie because he just got so many.
So you got notes?
I do have notes because I'm saying
me for my notes.
because I'm Showbiz Pizza and that stuff is a real big deal to me. The going to Photon, the Discovery Zone, the Hyde Park. I mean, this is ages people, but all of that stuff, Brother Bennie was making sure the children have fun, and he
and we're gonna eat, have a good time, get what you want.
Popcorn.
87 movie theater.
Yeah.
I was talking to Amira about that. She was like, Brother Bennie, when 87 first opened up, we used to be at the movie theater all the time. And what's the pizza place over there? Pizza Capri? I don't know, but it was a pizza place over there that we used to go to as well. And Brother Bennie always looked out. I mean, he just made sure that growing up, Muslim was fun. There was something. Yes, he made sure that we were safe and secure, but he made sure that we had a good time and that we enjoyed ourselves, and we did. And I thank Allah for Brother Bennie for that.
Absolutely. And Sister Mary said, Pizza Capri.
Pizza Capri.
Yeah. And also, I want to tell our favorite memories of just the children. Brother, we couldn't do it wasn't gonna be no sleepovers when we was younger back in the day. But I'm telling y'all, so we're trying to give y'all the time of how Brother Bennie never switched out to our family. So of course, some people are loyal to, they just at the mosque all the time. This is way after that. There's no Supreme Cabinet, there's none of that. And Waleed's giving me directions how to catch a train. I never did this from Naperville and all. And Brother Bennie is letting me come to his house. And if y'all know Brother Bennie, he don't play that. ain't no spending the night, ain't no popping. I'm like, Waleed, you sure? Waleed like, bro, you good. And Brother Bennie let me spend the night at his house. I thank him for that. Shout out to Farad and all of them for letting us spend the night, during those time period. Elijah and Margaret had those cats, and I got to see a sensitive side of Brother Bennie, even feeding the cats. He made sure that the cats got fed. And I love Brother Bennie for that. I was like, man, Brother Bennie's while he was throwing the cats on me, pissing me off. But But yeah, shout out to
I
Brother
wish
Benny.
we had like TikTok back then, so we
Yeah,
could see
yeah.
Wally throwing cats.
Throwing cats me pissing me off. But Brother Benny used to, my friends Big and Aaron, all my friends from Naperville, we would drive all from Naperville just to come to be with around Benny and all of them and go places on the weekends. Shout out to Brother Arnie, Brother all the Nitro, all the stuff we used to go to.
No, brother. Let's hear more about brother.
All the stuff.
I'm really like, who is that?
All the stuff we used to go to back in the day. But Brother Benny would tell me, and these are my closest friends from Naperville. Brother Benny said, drop them, make them park 2 blocks down from you. Morris Bonsoir, Brother Benny did not play. Big Aaron, we coming down Cottage Grove. Hey, Big Aaron, you gotta drop me off right here. Brother Benny did not play coming to his house. He didn't. That's what I'm saying. He didn't trust nobody. He was like, nah, Josh.
And told you don't trust.
Yeah, he was like, nah, ain't no Watson, ain't none. All my friends, he was like, yeah, they can drop you off 2 blocks down that way, and you have to walk with Wally, and we'll come get you. But don't bring nobody to his house. But he always made me feel like at home at his house. Thank you to Margaret for
Oh, yes.
Margaret, shout out to holding it down, and because Grandma and Mommy loved her.
Oh my goodness, Margaret. My parents never compared me to anybody, and they never said be like this person or be like that person. They never said that about Margaret, but I already knew in Grandma's eyes there was Margaret and Camilla. Those are the 2 people that was like the standard of like an MGT, what a vanguard should be, and their love for her, but their example was just so clear. Margaret was still to this day so poised, so intelligent. Again, goals like Margaret's goals, Sister Diana's goals, and that even with, I don't call them the boys, but Grandma would call them the Benny boys.
Yeah.
That's family. We grew up together, and when we would be going fun places, I was not at Brother Art.
Jesus Christ.
But when we would hang out and go places, that same protective spirit and energy definitely was passed down to his sons, and the love of the nation. You just see it in his children, all of them. And I thank a lot for that. I thank a lot for his family. It's just beautiful. And then when you sit there and talk about memories, and I think about Sister Diane and the rodeo she used to take us to.
Yeah.
Expo for today's Black woman. Again, I could just go on and on, but I thank you for having me on, and I hope that the family is comforted and just knows that Brother Benny will live forever.
Forever. Naima said Grandma loved Margaret more than any of them. She was the blueprint.
No, we didn't have a framed picture of ourselves in Grandma's room.
Yeah,
Grandma had a framed picture of Margaret in her room. I was like, look at the patron Saint Margaret in Grandma's room.
Definitely had to picture of her room as soon as you go in the room. And
she would say, "Don't be jealous." I'm like, whatever.
But Dad with Benny Jr. and Elijah, because he looked at me for a while like we were silly. And Benny and Elijah, they crossed over, to the FOI before us. And he was like, look at Benny Jr. He look how he with his dad. You want to play out here, you want to play basketball. You want to run around playing football. That's your problem. Y'all want to dance. But he was like, Benny was always serious. Shout out to Elijah and them for the junior FOI days. Sister Diane letting us rent the hotels from that, get the hotel from Michigan Avenue and all of that. All the parties that I did in high school, I never had to worry about nobody trying it because I knew that I was gonna call. Oh, these were great study groups. I used to have study groups in neighborhood. I used to have study circles on the weekend. And guess what I was called? Then Benny, Elijah, Farah, Wali, and them, and we was all gonna pull up. We didn't have to worry about no trouble. And we saved a lot of souls. There was a lot of we were a lot of guests in the mosque. So shout out to those. Those parts. We respecting the dead now. We was recruiting now. We was bringing the guests now. We had the #1 recruits. But I just wanted to make sure that I wrote that down. That Margaret, Benny, Elijah, Farah, Wali, we love y'all, and that we know that Brother Benny's living forever through y'all and through the memories. And man, ain't nothing y'all can't ask us that we not right here for y'all to do. And we just want people to see the nice side of Brother Benny. We know he's a stepper. We know what he would do, but he reminds us of our father. Mm-hmm. People only see the growl, the serious, the whole post, but there's so much kindness and love underneath that. I seen Brother Benny be emotional before. Mm-hmm. I seen him care. I know how you feel about his children. Mm-hmm. I know that listen, I know you play, I know how you love Margaret. You think Grandma love Margaret, you know what I'm saying? So you know that Brother Benny loved his children, his grandchildren, and he showed me that's how you're supposed to be. Mm-hmm. And then when Elijah disappointed me, when they all went to public school and they started going to Thornwood and Thornridge, and I had to stay at MUI without them, I had to remember, Brother Benny said you got to fight by yourself. You know what I'm saying? Brother Benny was like, nah, ain't no excuse. Mm-hmm. They left. When Elijah and them left, I was like, are you serious? That's my protection. I ain't have nobody. And then I'm in Naperville. Brother Benny was like, it don't matter. Establish it out there. Like, you got to fight. I was like, yes, sir. He did not want to hear no excuses. It wasn't no time to be weak. And so many security stories where as an adult, I learned just tactics from Brother Benny. And I watched how he watched people and how he would talk and how he cover his mouth and say, Josh, look at this. You know, and he telling me, Brother Benny just was a smooth dude. And I thank a lot for him. And I just want his children to know we salute y'all. And man, Benny say love y'all. Elijah all praise so a lot.
Love y'all too.
Elijah was the corporate behind most of those outings, by the way, back then.
Oh, please.
Elijah was the number one person. Elijah was the number one person that had me going all the way over there. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I thank a lot for y'all family. We just wanted to on the record how much our family, Naima and Rashad wanted to come, but their stories wasn't going to be as detailed as Mimi and ours because they was younger. But we just wanted to on the record how much we love y'all. Naima loves y'all family. Rashad loves y'all family. Everybody and my mom, I know how she felt about y'all, and she always wanted us to be close with Brother Benny's children. She always wanted us to be close with y'all, and man, that's forever. Yeah, and shout out to we gotta get my nieces and nephews to be around y'all children.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we gotta
the next generation.
The next generation, yeah.
And that is a blessing that I love that I was able to introduce Brother Bennie to mine. I think he was like 2, I say that maybe 2018, I think I want to say. And I was able, Akeem, introduce him to Akeem and mine. Brother Bennie was just like looking so happy and like, I was like, Benny's like little Mimi. I mean, I can't call you that. And I'm like, you can always call me that, Brother Bennie. I'm always gonna be little Mimi, like to you. So yes,
yeah,
that was definitely a highlight of that day. So yes, we love you all. We are praying for you all. We pray that you all are comforted and know that Brother Bennie is a legend and he will always be remembered. He is the foundation on which every Muslim that is in the Nation of Islam today is standing on. We stand on that foundation that he helped to build, and we thank you all for your sacrifices, for your love, and we will continue to lift Brother Bennie's name, and we continue to lift you all in prayer.
Absolutely, and that's when Brother Bennie's going to be a part of the questions that I ask all of the people who come on. We got some guests. I don't want to ruin the surprise, but we got some people who come on who are dedicated this upcoming week to sharing their favorite Brother Bennie Mahdi stories. Naima said they didn't want to share. They didn't want me to share about Josh and Elijah clubbing and coming to the house at 2 a.m. Yes, I told about. No, why you always telling me I'm Elijah? Like, God dang, Naima's always reporting us. Like, God. But yeah, no, Elijah back then, man, we could go anywhere. The Nitro days and stuff, and we had but that's what I'm saying. I was with Brother Bennie's children, so mommy didn't care that I was one of Nitro. She was like, "You with Elijah and them, y'all good?
Y'all will be all right."
Yeah, so praise be to Allah. And I just want people to know how hard it is. Brother Bennie set the standard so high that when I see some of the brothers doing caricatures of a soldier and they just moving their hands and they trying to imitate, I said, I saw the genuine article. I know what a real soldier is, so you can't fool me with the fake toughness and I never seen Brother Bennie in the gym. I never seen him doing karate. That's not.
That's real.
Man, listen, I knew who was really going to do things and who wasn't. And so I think a lot that I got to see an example of the FOI, a man's man, and a husband, a father, and somebody who I can aspire to be like with my children, so that people can be like, you tell Josh, you know what's coming. So I pray that I can live up to the legacy of Brother Bennie Mahdi and his children. Sydney's laughing at Nitro. And Benny's laughing at Nitro. Yeah, for sure. Oh, we can't leave DJ Sid out, because you know DJ Sid was around for all of that.
Sydney was definitely there.
Yeah, Sydney was around for all that. He said all praises to Allah, the one and only Benny Mo. Yeah, Sydney was there. And I'm not gonna tell stories. I'm gonna just let Sydney get mad at me. But yeah, we all was together. When we was in the mosque, when we was out the mosque, everything was together. And I think a lot
Nation baby.
Yeah.
And we were allowed to thrive and have fun and have those memories because Brother Bennie was locking things down, and he made sure that we could have a normal childhood within all the confines of what was going on, because he was going to have a bit.
Absolutely. Last thing, we used to wear the dog tags. That show you how outdated that style is with
what are those?
Yeah, exactly. The dog tags with the message and the minutes on the face on there. And Elijah, I'm like, we going tonight, we going out, and Elijah like, hey, we repping. And I was like, we repping. It's like we had a sense of love for Muhammad, no matter where we was at. It didn't matter if it was the Vice Lords, GDs, Blackstones, whoever. We was repping the gang, we was repping Muhammad, and we was representing the FOI. And Brother Bennie taught us that, how to fight for the FOI. Like, nah, you got to rep. I was like, oh God. Yeah, but we always represented the FOI, and I thank a lot for Brother Benny and his children. And Sydney says a blessing. We're still here by Allah's grace. Benny said nation babies, Elijah. And so Diane, we have so many more stories, but just let Sister Diane know we love her.
We love you.
And we love her. But shout out to Sister Diane, man, man, she's a rock. And somebody who was like a mother in the absence of mommy and an aunt. I love Sister Diane. And man, I'm not gonna get emotional because thinking about Brother Benny and them, because it's not even the Supreme Captain days, it's those days, it's the days the adult days. Man, Brother Benny was still coming to me like, you good, Josh? I'm like, yeah, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, he like, because if you need, I'm like, thank you. You don't get that from everybody, that genuine feel of, yeah, that love. That's something everybody don't have. So on that positive note, we look forward to uploading this on YouTube. Thank you, everybody. Once again, we got some great guests who want to come on and share some of their favorite Brother Bennie Mahdi stories. We thank Allah for their family. We know the minister loved Brother Benny, and man, Brother Benny was somebody who loved the believers and didn't care about, as in the cliche, big eyes and little U's and all that kind of stuff. Brother Benny's a believer's believer, and he made his family the same way. And those of us who got to look at him, we the same way. So, Allahu Akbar. We love y'all. All praises due to the true and living. And thank you all. Thank you all for watching. This is Joshua Leonard Muhammad signing off with People's Podcast. Only Brother Benny can get Mimi to come on the People's Podcast.
Be quiet.
She's always in the comments. She's never coming on.
And I'm going right back to the comments.
Yeah, she was like, I'm coming on. But I was like, are you good?
Brother Benny, anything.
Praise be to Allah. This is Joshua Leonard Muhammad signing off for the People's Podcast. Assalamu alaikum, family.
That's like.
Okay, wait.